Rolf Meyer. Rolf Meyer, part of Cyril's exclusive club for the so-called National Monologue Dialogue Meeting of the Minds. Rolf Meyer, Minister of Defense in the early 1990s. Rolf Meyer, responsible for the creation of the NEL in Operation Rodeo, where they ran the operation to create a new company from Armscor, and that company became the NEL. Why is it important to know it? After 1994, Rolf Meyer became a director in the NEL for 5 years, as well as a second term. Was this his reward for messing up at the constitutional negotiations? He wanted a third term at the NEL. The ANC said to him, sorry, it cannot be. Now he is Cyril's advisor in the Great Lakes. Mais ce type, il parle pas du tout un mot français. He doesn't speak a word French. But he is now the advisor to Cyril. Heaven help us, these Afrikaners, like Rolf Meyer. Advocate Jan Jenus was state legal advisor during the time of the negotiations, and he accompanied Rolf Meyer many times to negotiations with the ANC. And he wrote in his book, Binnekring, Inner Circle, that Rolf Meyer would not negotiate along what was told by the National Party. But my question is, Jan Jenus, who later became the chairperson of the convocation at the University of Stellenbosch. Jan Jenus, why did you not report it? Oh, I forgot. Afrikaners. Yeah. Afrikaners, a gutless group of people. Yes, they are gutless. Anybody that stands up and talk out is a terrorist or an enemy of the state. Anybody that has a different view of thinking. So what the hell is going on? The problem is the 1950-1960 generation Afrikaans-speaking Afrikaners in this country were pacified and made to believe they could not be activists. And this is the result we have. Theuns Eloff this morning said in a discussion on the radio, by 2029 the ANC will have disappeared. High hopes. The first election in 1994 was a stolen election. I was sitting there the day at the National Party Federal Council in Linwood with the election, and I was watching and seeing what's going on. How many Bedfords had come from the military bases with ballot boxes marked ANC. Nobody else. 100% ANC votes. The clerk had surrendered. People say he was not bought off, but Tim Goodson, in his book on the Reserve Bank, states it, that the clerk received €1 billion in a bank in Liechtenstein. I have it somewhere in my archives. And then tell me why the hell in 1993 did Barend du Plessis, along with an ANC delegation, ended in Liechtenstein at the banks, including Alfred Nzo, according to the head of the security at the South African Embassy in Liechtenstein. For the monies, for the splitting of the monies, it's always about the money. It's always These so-called Afrikaners cannot stand together. They cannot stand together. This is your problem. They all became civil servants. And what's happening to the pension funds? The pension fund is at risk. I've said it before. 40% of the investments under the Public Investment Corporation is at risk. That's over R1 trillion. Where's Helen Zille and her crowd? John Steenhuisen. What a pathetic figure is he. On the ground, I find good relationships between black and white. But the moment you get to those with the money, the relationships are something else. South Africa is being run by a cabal. Yes, the cabal in Stellenbosch plays a big role as the handlers of Cyril, the biggest criminal, Ramaphosa. Interesting enough, for the first time in the history of Pretoria, President visited Steve Biko, Cyril Ramaphosa. So his playbook is to bullshit wherever he can go. Because tell me, how many billionaires are there in Limpopo province? How many billionaires are there? I found reference to 11 billionaires in the Northern Province. $11 billionaires? How many billionaires were there before 1994 in the Northern Province? Yes, there's a guy by the name of Lawrence Mulahutsi. It's very interesting. Lawrence Mulahutsi got involved with Petro SA for the upgrading of the oil tower and gas field of Mossel Bay with Chinese guarantees. In the consortium, the shares of Johan Rupert apparently was valued at $3.5 billion, and Mulahutzi's shares were valued at zero value. And is this now fair compensation? How many questions need to be answered? What is very clear at this stage, there's something going on which the normal man in the street does not understand. Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa went to the Congo on behalf of the United Nations and the African Union. Anybody that knows what's happened at the African Union and the United Nations will know that those so-called invitations and requests were fabricated because it gave the opportunity for Cyril and his mates to look into their own mineral processing rights in the Congo. South African troops were killed in the interest of Cyril Ramaphosa and his friends, the same as in Bangui in 2013. When you talk to the people that were on the ground at that stage, you will find out how many ministers were always visiting there. In Bangui, Jeff Radebe was one of the people who were there most of the time. Ex-brother-in-law of Cyril Ramaphosa. And they all have a lot to say about apartheid. Apartheid is indefensible. Apartheid was brought into South Africa already in 1820 by Lord Charles Somerset, when he issued an edict that the garrison in King Williamstown may not buy from the black farmers. They had to buy from the white settlers. The black farmers' produce were cheaper and of a better quality. But in order to help establish the white settlers on the grounds in Grahamstown, King Williamstown, this edict was issued, the start of apartheid. The British are responsible for apartheid. Yes, after 1948, the Dominees, the priests in the KwaZulu-Natal congregations, were pushing the issue of apartheid, separate development. The problem is that in 1959, with the Tomlinson report, when it was rejected, because the Tomlinson report said, invest in black areas, the government of the day said, no, do not invest in black areas. How can you dump people in an area, claim you're a Christian, and then deny them the right to an economic existence? Neil Barnard wrote and said, after 94, the gulf of corruption that streamed from the so-called homelands into South Africa is incredible. And yet, they call themselves Christians. In 1988, a black man could have a complicated heart valve surgery for less than $1, while black Americans had to pay $15,000. Yes, Steve Biko Hospital, and I speak from experience, is superior than any private hospital. The service is superior, although the food is not necessarily on the same level. Private hospitals are there to make money. Their personnel are not there to make sure you are looked well after. I know, I was there. I went through that mill. South Africa was a thriving economy, despite the debt burden of the apartheid era. The ANC had it all. The ANC had it all. What happened? Thabo Mbeki destroyed the rural security. The so-called commando system was dismantled. Today, we have on the record more than 5,000 farm murders since 1994. How many injuries? And Corneille Mulder said it so well this week in America, in an interview. This is the only place where people are tortured extensively for up to 10 hours. And then a big part of the community in the country applaud this because they want land. Man, South Africa is on the brink of a civil war. And let me tell you, it's not going to be black against white. It's going to be black against black. The Zulus are going to take the Xhosas and the Vendas because they are being discriminated against. Even despite Cyril Ramaphosa's best efforts to bribe the hell out of the young IFPs, South Africa is on the brink of a civil war. What will it mean? What will it mean for Africa, for the rest of the world? South Africa has become a blight on the future of Africa. Listen to what I'm saying. When the rest of Black Africa says, but South Africa is a major problem, it's only by the grace of God that we still exist. I don't know. People ask me for solutions. What is very clear is that this whole corruption, fraudulent political system needs to be cauterized. I have still till today have to meet a white detective who does his work correctly. Listen to what I'm saying. White detectives, and I've gone through various charges. The black detectives can do the work. The white detectives, because they have no protection, they've been sitting there for 22 years in his position without promotion. They're only sitting there to wait for a pension. Take Captain Ben Nel from the Hawks, who's now retired. Captain Ben Nel singularly sabotaged so many cases. There was a court case in Limpopo against him for 11 million rand in damages, which the state paid with a smile. So in other words, this idiot was only to be used by them. When you look at the history of apartheid, when you look at what was done, why could nobody use their brains and say, we take what is best and we continue? Steve Biko is the name of the Hendrik Verwoerd Hospital. Baragwanath Hospital in Soweto was built initially for 3,000 beds. Today, it has been virtually doubled and it's got now place for 8,000 beds. The problem is we do not understand the networks that are in play. How come the United Nations have always been in play after problems? Leonard McCarthy, deputy head of the Scorpions, ended up working at the United Nations. Ramphele Mampele, girlfriend of Steve Biko, ended up at the World Bank. They couldn't get rid of her fast enough because they were not happy with her competencies. We do not understand what's happening in this world. Is it because of the Rhodes Trust? Now Chatham House? Because of the bursaries given? Bill Clinton was a Chatham House Rhodes Scholar. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton was joined to the hip with George Bush Sr. in drug dealing. The Drug Enforcement Administration of America and their Special Operations Group, before 2018, they were informed that there existed a video in a drug warehouse in Nacala in Mozambique with a guy named Suleiman, Tokisekwali, Thabo Mbeki, Matthew Sposa, and Cyril Ramaphosa featuring in the video. Their comment was, this case is too big for us. Excuse me? The DEA that's so-called fighting the drugs through the world, whilst the CIA is actively involved in the distribution of drugs, because this is what George W. Bush, as head of the CIA, wrote. They must create a separate source of income. And we are living in this world. And we are living in this world. Think about it. Think about it. And think if there is a solution. And think if there is something that's happening in your area that doesn't seem right.